He's gone.
Looks like it knew to leave.
Keep moving. I want to get it out of the briars. I don't want to get all scratched up. All right, Nana, you did good. Proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, that's good. Hold the fuel pump's not giving us any pressure. What about some of those hickory nuts? You got gas?
Yes.
All that old crud in there. Looks like they're all hitting. Don't eat that. For our first drive, we got a list of things to check and figure out now, don't we? Oh, I know what it is. You're on the Dork It Up YouTube channel. He's gone. That sucks.
Looks like it knew to leave.
We really should have caught that thing. All right, so I think we might have a Packrat on our hands. We got a good look at him. The things that I'm seeing right here that really concern me is the insulation's chewed off. Check about just about everything. Look at that. See that? My goodness. And here, everywhere there's insulation, it's been chewed. There's a wire missing from there. It's been chewed off. So, oh look, he's saving this hickory nut for a snack right here. We're gonna have to clean his nest out. I just want to see how much everything's chewed up. Man, he was a hard-working little Packrat, wasn't he? Look at all this stuff. All right, bud, you ready to go? Okay, go ahead and tighten up on the chain just a little bit. Let's put you in 4 low. Yeah, just, you got more torque now, don't you, bud? Okay, just go real slow. Nice work, buddy. Thank you. I could ride in it this damn window. I could go down to do this. I'm not good. Okay. Good. Keep it going. Yep. Keep going. It'd be funny if it rolled off the trailer right now, wouldn't it? since we're short, we figured we'd need a ladder. Well, it's on these. So it's kind of shiny when it's wet. We kind of, these were really brittle and we wound up, yeah, see, we wound up just kind of flaking them out. We need to remove those. And all in all, Michael, I think we've done good. So now this thing's wet, looks all right. I do like it with these tires, but it's still kind of squatted in the back. You know, we got this thing and the tires were all flat and it had kind of narrow wheels, and I had these sitting around while they were actually on my power wagon, so I borrowed them from the power wagon temporarily. Sorry, power wagon. So we determined that the fuel pump's not giving us any pressure on the fuel lines, and this thing, we got it, you know, the story, you know, the interior, all the wiring from the engine base kind of ate up because we had a huge rat's nest in this thing. Right in there, it's missing, and a couple other locations that stuff's chewed up. So the fuel pump's not working. We're kind of assuming that the fuel pump's good, and that's why. So what we're getting ready to do is we're going to go ahead and try to put some starter fluid in the intake just to see if it's firing, because if the fuel pump's not working and it's not firing with the ignition on, then I'm not even sure if I want to fool with it. I got the ignition on inside, so it should be firing, or the ignition should be on. Now the starter solenoid doesn't work, so we kind of had to go around that a little bit. Yep, this is happening. All right, let's try to do that. Let's see if we can. It'll bust off. We know that, so it's gonna fire. It's firing. All right, let's do that one more time. With some of those hickory nuts. Okay. So I think if we track down the fuel issue, I think we can get this thing to go. So I took a scissor wheel, cut off for the grinder, used a 4-inch grinder. Cut this out, pulled it. There it is. Now I can get to the fuel pump without dropping the fuel tank. Do not want to drop the fuel tank. This is kind of neat because I'm piddling around with the air shocks, and that gives me access to get to those. You can see, to get the fuel pump assembly, the canister out, there's a ring here that looks like it needs to be tapped counterclockwise, and then these clips will undo it and it should come out. That's what it looks like anyways. Let's see. Alright, so we got it out of there. The ring came right off. And here's what it looks like. You just kind of got to maneuver it a little bit, twist it and stuff on the way out. So it's a little bit filthy looking. And you can see that the red and black goes to the fuel pump, and here is the fuel level indicator. Here's what it looks like on the back side of the electrical connections. So we're just going to take this, put 12 volts on it, and see if this thing actually runs. I don't think it does. When I put voltage on it before, I could hear it when you applied the voltage, like almost like a coil energizing, but you never did hear a motor running. So it's either locked up or something. Turning the old fuel out, man, this stuff stinks. Stinks bad. About a half a tank. See if we can't get that out of there. So after looking, this thing, the fuel tank's so filthy, I'm going to wind up pulling it after all to clean it out. You can see in there, it's kind of rusty on the bottom. Yeah, there's quite a bit in there. up and decided to try to clean it in place instead of pulling it. So we'll see how that turns out. Found somebody on YouTube that done it, so it's got to work for everybody. We'll see. I pulled a lot out of there. Look at all that rust. Just gunky nasty. Yeah, there's a lot of it in there. All coming out of the tank. That actually worked very well. I just used dish soap and water and flushed it out a few times so it wouldn't blow the shop vac up. And then sucked the water back out. Then I used the shop vac to take about the last ½ inch of water out, and all that sludge, man's coming right out of there. So lucked out. It worked. So you can see now it looks a whole lot better. Excuse the television behind me. Alright, bud. I think we got it. Let's see if I can get a good look in here. Take the light like that. Okay. Yeah. Now that looks quite a bit better. It was terrible before. I wish I'd have done this with the light to get a good view before, but you know what? I'm gonna do it one more time. Fill it, let it sit for a little bit. So far, so good. I'm gonna be using vinegar, but for now I'm gonna put a little bit of this in here just to, well, because that's all I got. Vinegar's on the way. Let's see. It's supposed to work good. We'll see. Come pretty clean. Well, we got to dry it out.
Yeah.
Tell it was starting to get dry. It was starting to blow dust out, so I guess I'm gonna vacuum it really good. Then it's ready for gas. Right about there, that direction, back that way. That's where the bottom of the fuel pump pickup is. That looks pretty dang good. Actually, that looks really good. I almost dropped one of these clips down in the tank. That would have been awful. All right, so here we go. There it is. It's mounted. Now, it's not really locked. Yeah, I guess it is. Okay. Yeah, those are really easy. I've never. There, that one actually clicked in better. This one's not really. Yeah, it is. It's, well, it ain't gonna go nowhere. Electrical connection. All right, it's installed. So now, let's put some gas in it. I gotta hit it 3 times. Go the first time. Ready?
Yep.
I hear it. Nothing.
I'm not saying anything.
It's starting to pick up.
Yeah, there's something.
You got gas?
Yes.
Clean?
Yeah, it looks clean.
Okay. All right, let's put the Schrader valve back in it. And the battery. Buddy, we got a fuel pump. How you like that?
It's good.
Now, if we can, hopefully the injectors are working. We'll know that if it fires up. If it don't fire up, then we'll have to figure out why the injectors aren't working. Probably gonna have chewed wires. But we didn't dig down far enough through the rat's nest to get to the ends of the wires on the fuel injectors. But yeah, I see a couple. They're undisturbed. This is gonna run. Yeah, it's gonna do it. All right. It's good, bud. All right. Okay, so we purged out the Schrader valve. And, okay, give me fuel pump, son. Okay, I can hear it running. I don't see any leaks. No leaks. I think this is from before. I hope it is, because the rat's kind of chewed on that 90 right there. See that 90 right there? Rat's chewed on it. But it's wet. I think it's wet from where we just ran the fuel pump a little while ago, because that's got a lot of pressure. It should be squirting if it is leaking. Okay, bud, that's good. Nice job, son. Good work. Way to hold that wire on that fuse. Nice work, son. Have a cup of coffee. Take a break. And charge the battery, I think. Let's see. I'll go ahead and give it some of this anyways, because it started on that before. Yeah, see, the fuel pump kicked on. Well, I don't know if it's running on fuel or this stuff right here. Yeah, there goes the battery. Anyways, it's about to bust off. We just need to get full battery before we start. Nope. The injectors are gummed up. drive and a park and a brake. This thing could take off, so I better be careful here. Got to reverse, got to drive. All right, well, I think it'll start now. Let's see, put it back in park. Hot dog. Let's see here. Ooh, a lot of moisture coming up out of that engine. All right. Milky oil. That's real good. Let's see what it looks like on the dipstick. It was black just a few minutes ago. That's still black. Okay, maybe it's just a little bit of condensation from the top part of the engine there. Hopefully that's what it was. So the way I got it to run was it wasn't getting enough fuel through the injectors, but I let it run off of this carbon choke cleaner for a little bit, and then after revving it up a little bit, running off the carbon choke cleaner, it must have pulled the fuel through, or in some way that unclogged the injectors, if that was the problem. Maybe it was just stale gas in the rail that had to work its way through. I don't know. Either way, start it up. Just turn the wheel, make sure it turns easy. I'm gonna see if the power steering's working. All right, you ready, bud?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. We got to put a oil in. So I had some power steering fluid sitting around. Let's see if we can put some of that in it. Get rid of that whining power steering pump. Yeah, it's not on the. It's not on it. Looks pretty empty. I don't see any. Yeah. I'll put what I got in it. So for the original reason this Bronco II was parked 22 years ago, that would be the radiator went out. And we've got a radiator right here to put in it. So let's get to it. All right. Hey, Lil, you see this? Check it out. Right here, buddy. Yep, that's what's wrong. Right there. Yep. See that? It's broken. So that's what's wrong with the old radiator right there. The petcock valve is broken. So our new radiator's got a new one. That's good. What do you think about that, bud? Huh? Is that good news? Come here, buddy. Come here, good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. You ready to fix that Bronco, buddy? I gotta get this thing going. We can go riding. We can go riding. Yep. All right. So when I had the radiator out, or I have the radiator out, and it gives me a whole lot of new angles to stuff the vacuum cleaner in there to try to get the twigs and rat nest material out of the engine bay. So the radiator that I just took out is, oh, here's the, it's for the air shocks. I got it jacked up on air shocks right now. The back end of this thing was kind of squatted, and I don't really like that look. So I started digging under it and looking at it to see what it would take to get air shocks. And what do you know, it's already got air shocks. So I took this tube, I didn't have the stuff to plumb it with. So in case you ever were wondering, you can jam a little needle for filling a basketball up. You can jam that up in that line, and this thing has got like 140 psi on it, and it'll hold. So it's got a really nice ride height with the 30-inch wild peak. It looks all right with the air shocks. I don't think I'm gonna need to lift it. Of course, I've not hit any bumps to see if it's gonna rub yet. This looks like it may be gonna rub. We'll just have to see. But the other side, you can see what it looked like before the air shocks. What are you doing, buddy? Hey, checking it out, are you? I'm anxious too, man. We'll get it. Don't worry. We'll get it. It sits a little lower, but it's kind of sitting up a little higher now with the other air shock. Yeah, somehow it's jacked it up. But it was a little closer than this. This side doesn't have any air on the air shock. So this is what it's going to look like fully aired. Yeah, it looks the same, don't it? But trust me, I swear, it sits lower with that. Here, I'll show you. Let us see. Let us look and see. All right. This is what it... Lil, you are not going to like this. Oh, there it goes. What is that, buddy? The dang airline's going crazy. Get it. You got that figured out, buddy? You brave enough now? Let's calm down. Okay. See how that sits lower? I don't like that. So we got the air shock. All right. A little bit of an attention span thing. Okay, now that we've completely went on that tangent and talked about it, here's what we were looking at. The radiator that I pulled out has transmission cooler lines on it, and it even has some oil in there, so I'm still trying to figure all this out. All right, why it has some oil in there, I don't know, unless this is not the original radiator. So after looking at it, it does look like this is the exact same radiator. The valve's not broken off the new one, of course, and we got to put the bolts in it, and it looks like I'm calling it transmission cooler. Pretty sure that's what it is, but this vehicle is equipped with an automatic transmission, but it has a cooler in the other location. We're going to just leave these plugs in it, put it back, and the only thing left to do now is set it in place, bolt it, hook the two hoses up. Yeah, I figured that'd work. I just dug them out of the yard like a week ago. There, good as new. Put you back up for later. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. She's pretty. It goes this way. Oh, there's that. Be gentle. And I found this when I was in Oklahoma. This was on my brother's car, actually. An old 50 model Chevrolet had this. This is 73. A lot of good things happen. 73. All right, so once we transfer these two clips here and then these two clips here, we'll be ready. All right. Oh, there it is, yeah. Now it's hot. Yeah, it's doing it. And it's not leaking? Yes, sir. Okay. So right now the alternator belt's off, so I don't know how long it's going to run on the battery. It should run for a while. But the good news is no leak. Everything looks good. We've got water here. I like it. The four-wheel drive button don't work. So I really don't know if it's in four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. probably idle, but I'm afraid to try it. So I'm going to be holding the brake and giving it gas. Yeah, I can feel it in the front end. It's in 4-wheel drive. We got to fix that. The engine runs really good. If we get everything else lined out. Okay, we got to get it home. It's losing power. And it's smoking.
Another fire.
The radiator temperature's not hot. It's definitely got a funny smell. Something's hot. Well, for our first drive, we got a list of things to check and figure out now, don't we?
If smoke is any indicator, then I suppose so.
Yeah. But it doesn't say that the water's hot. I don't know if that's oil all over the place or what it is. Let me check. Oh, I know what it is. Dumbass. So I'm going to have to make a decision on the wheel and tire combination for this Bronco II. It come with the 12-hole bullet holes from the factory. These aren't the factory ones. These are a little wider, but they look just like that. And they were just, they're narrow pizza cutter looking, you know, wheels, stock. And I've got these that I've put on it. They're only on loan. They belong to my Power Wagon. But they look good on here, and they just happen to be the same bolt pattern. But I had the one that I have bolted to it now. It is a 5 on 5.5. The Bronco is a 5 on 4.5. So I've got the wheel adapter, which, considering these things are known to be a rollover vehicle, the extension of the wheel adapters is 1.5 inches per side, so it's going to extend it out 3 inches, and it does kind of sticks out further than I like. You can see. No. Turn this thing around. Yeah. Newbie here. So you can see that these things are, they stick out a little further than I like for street looking tire, but I think if I get a mud, snow looking tire put on that wheel, it'll be fine. So eventually it's going to have the 5 on 5.5 that I had. These actually came on a 1950 F1 that I picked up a few years ago, and I pulled them off because I didn't like them, and I got steel wheels and hubcaps on it, and I really like that. So these are available. So I got the wheel adapters. Eventually it's going to be these, but for now, because the larger wheels look good on it, I'm going to go with those. When I was putting this thing on, of course I wasn't filming it, but I noticed that I couldn't turn the wheel, and so I thought the brake was locked up or whatever, but no, eventually I figured out that this thing's in 4-wheel drive. The button on the dash, it's up here. It's that kind of thing. It doesn't work. The lights don't work. This thing, I think that's some of the rat carnage. But I'm going to pull this back off. I'm going to put those on it. It's kind of squatted a little bit in the back, but it has air shocks. I got to get those going. So I think that's the best way to go. So temporarily, we're going to have the Power Wagon wheels on there. Long term, we're going to have I think those, what they call those bullet hole wheels or something. They don't look too bad. Normally I wouldn't run wheel adapters, but in this case, making it wider, it's kind of what I'm gonna call it safety, but also didn't really want to have to buy another set of wheels. I got these off Amazon. I think they were right at $100 for all 4 of them. Chinese. They're made in China. You want one, bud? Yeah, I made some jerky. My daughter got me a dehydrator for Christmas, and my first batch was awful. So it's turned into Leal's snacks. Is that good, bud? Is that good, buddy? Yes, sir. All right. What do you think, man? We done for now? We're gonna crawl under it and check the underneath. Okay, so obviously with the fire we had, I didn't get all the hickory nuts and twigs and things from the rat's nest out of it. So we're gonna climb under it and see if we can't get that stuff cleaned out, because the last time I drove it, yeah, caught on fire. And we've also got a snow that's supposed to be here Monday. This is Thursday. So I think it'd be pretty cool to get this thing out and play in the snow. That's the goal anyways. So whether we make our goal or not, we'll just have to find out. It'd be a shame to have to sit at home and not have this thing going in the snow. Isn't that right, bud? Yeah, you're a good boy. Good boy. Yes, sir. Good boy. You know, are you just doing that because you want more treats? I think that's what it is. All right, pick up them wrenches and get them cleaned up. Let's go. We got stuff to do. I'll tell you what, I'm in the Bronco, but I can't help but have my mind on this baby. I can't wait to get started. I haven't even cleaned the stuff that's in the floorboard is still in the floorboard. The only thing I've done is put rolling tires on it, wheels and tires. It is still untouched, fresh from the farm, out in the field, fresh from the field. All right, son, now we wait. As soon as it gets hot and we confirm there's no leaks, then we replace the water with antifreeze. Yeah, we're good to go. What do you think of that, bud?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. I love it. I love it. Hopefully, we'll have it ready before the snow hits, which I think it's going to hit. We got 2 days, bud. Today's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's going to snow start Monday morning. So we got 2 days. We got to get this baby ready for the snow in case we got to go get some emergency milk and bread from the grocery store like everybody else. I think it was just out of gas. Okay, good. So that's really good news. Now we're kind of back where we started from. So as far as the electrical goes, about the only thing that's working right at this point is the driver's side blinker and one headlight when you turn them on. The button for the four-wheel drive, just about everything electrical is kind of screwed up on it. Hey, there it is. It's going. Huh. So it's cold in here this morning, so I've got heat going. Also, this morning, I've got an audience. My boys are in here. I would say they're helping me, but I kind of think they're being a little judgmental, laughing at me. They do well at that. All right, so I'm gonna take a look underneath this Bronco. You know, we drove it and we found out that we didn't get enough of the rat's nest cleaned out, and we had a small fire. And I've yet to go under it and really clean it out well. So let's go under, take a good look at it, and then I need to scope out getting the plumbing for the air shocks done anyways. So let's see what we got. All right, I'm going in, guys. Get on my crawler. All right, so the Schrader valve body didn't come with the little nut that goes there to hold it in place, so I kind of strategically placed a zip tie to hold a little pressure on it until I get a nut. Let's see if it rises up. Put this here where they can see. It's at 150, we'll leave it there and see what happens. Well, I'm kind of anxious to see what it's going to look like sitting on the ground, aren't you, bud? stand at the end of it and let it down as hard as you can. See if you can bust those air shocks. We're gonna test it we're gonna pressure test it.
So
Just
don't try to go slow. Just
drop it as hard as you can, as fast as you can. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good. Well, it's still sitting. I like it. Got an idea. Let's test this thing out. Alright. Pass the fat ass test. I like it. Nice job, my friend. Thanks for the help. You the man. Now we got to dig that stuff out of there so we don't catch on fire again. That was embarrassing. And Michael, what did you think about that little adventure we just went on?
Seems all right.
Seems all right. So we just got back from the parts store. Can you believe that? All right, so that's hilarious.
You want to try again? Or?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll just keep rolling and I'll cut it out. But I thought it was kind of funny. I'm gonna have a hard time doing this because when I look up at you, you're giggling at me, and I think we can still pull it off. We'll get it. We'll get through this, man. What's the battery life showing?
54 minutes.
Oh yeah, we got tons of time. Okay, so we got this terrible problem. We're huge geeks, right? And we just got back to the parts store, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the Bronco. We're here for the video about fixing a Bronco, the kind of will it run thing. So, all right. So we're back from the parts store. We got a few things for the Bronco. So far, so good on that thing. So we're going to invest a little more into it. I think it's going to be a fine vehicle. We'll see. We got stuff to change the oil. There we go. Certainly going to do that. Although the oil in it is really, I mean, it smells like gas, but it's not that bad. It's got a good viscosity to it. All right, here's the belt that was on the alternator. We threw that. You seen that earlier, or if you didn't, you will be seeing it. All right, we also got a belt for the air conditioner. The air conditioner belt. It's on there and it looks all right, but it's twisted and it's got a few little pieces of thread flinging off of it when it goes around the pulley. You can see it. So we're going to replace the belts. And I got some miscellaneous vacuum line. They didn't have it in stock today, but I got a new PVC valve for the passenger side valve cover. The one in there, it may be all right, but it's like got a dirt dauber plug. And then the vacuum line itself is chewed off of it. So that's part of the reason, if you noticed earlier when I put my finger on the vacuum hose and I stopped that vacuum leak, the Bronco just kind of idled down where it should be. So I got the vacuum line. Also, we picked up a gas cap because the one that was on there was a locking gas cap and we had to break it to get it off of there. So we got a new one of those. And considering we've got a problem with the cooling system after we put all the new radiator and everything on it once we got going again, it's puking water out of the tube that goes to the reserve tank. And this isn't going to work. So, is it? Or isn't it? Hell no, that's not it. Alright. So, wrong auto. We'll have to get the right radiator cap. But we think that the one on there may be bad. What else did we get? Okay, so The fuel system, considering the condition of the tank and everything, we went ahead and got some fuel injector cleaner, and it's an entire fuel system clean out. We got the big one for an SUV, although I think we only have like a 15-gallon tank. And what else we got? This is for the 48 Chevrolet 3600. Actually, that's not part of this. Coming up in the future will be the Chevrolet 3600, but for now we're trying to get the Bronco out of the way. So there's our parts. Now let's go put them on. All right, now I'm going to change the oil while my boy gets his impractical Joker's fix over there. Yeah, he had to take a break. I was wearing him out. We just got done eating. Gonna hit it hard. One job complete. One job coming up. You can see what my help's up to. Looks like they're hitting it really hard. I can tell.
Dear God, I know Daddy was.
Are you helping, buddy? You helping? Huh? You helping? Yeah, you're helping, aren't you? Jerky?
They were all upside down on top of each other, head to toe.
There you go.
Sure enough, there she was.
Ready?
I need a lock.
Good boy. Good boy.
Makes the grandma one.
You get good food when you have food, don't you, Bill?
No page was left unturned. Making you tonight, big loser.
I think it's a 16 millimeter. I was surprised that it wasn't a standard, but it's not. Dadgum, that's tight. Wow, that was tight. So tight. Let's see how this does. At least the oil filter is kind of directly above the drain. That's kind of seems thought out. Ooh, not too bad. Now I did run system purge through it, so I don't feel clumps. Actually, that oil don't feel bad. I don't see shavings. No, nothing in the light. Plug was that tight. I wonder what the filter is going to be like. We'll see. Not so bad. I don't see any. I can see just a tiny sign of shiny glitter, but particles are so small, it's not. I think that's normal. Normal stuff. Alright. I just can't stop playing in the oil. The warm oil. Okay, filter. You're coming with me. Alright, come on, filter. Nope. Nope. I know this thing, I believe the 89 is still a flat tappet lifter, so probably not the best idea of using synthetic, but that's what I got. I don't know if I can get the wrench on. Hey, it turned. I am really surprised that that was that easy. I'll take it. I will take that as a win. That will look good enough. I'm not going to cut this filter. Unless it's just something I see here, which I doubt it. Alright, halfway there. Alright, got the oil changed. It's back in the container. Ready for recycle. Now, I'm going to change the air filter. First, I'm going to need to vacuum some of this old rat's nest out. So we found the radiator and the air filter in the back of this thing. The good news is the radiator fit, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get the air filter to fit. There's a bit of a size difference here. So, alright, we'll be reusing the old one until I can stop by on the way home from work tomorrow and grab a new one. So I'll try to vacuum it. Oh, that's kind of crappy. Let's try to get this junk out of here. There's no way my wife's car is going to make it out. And nothing else here is going to make it to work. I've already got the Durango stuck. So I've got to get the Bronco going if I'm going to make it to work tomorrow. God, I love that old Chevrolet. That's so pretty. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to have to get that going. And look how bad it's snowing. All right, let's see what we can do. This thing's a piece of crap in the snow. Now I'm gonna go pull on the back of it and see if I can get it up in the yard. Alright, bud, we did it. That's where we wanted it. Nice work, man. You did good, brother. I'm proud of you. Couldn't have done it without you, man. Well, that was fun, wasn't it?